So if I was a beginner to the fragrance collecting world, these are the scents that I would wear throughout the week. Now it's important to note that just because I say that these are great for a beginner, that doesn't discount any of these scents in terms of making them lesser than other fragrances on the market. A lot of these are ones that I wear relatively often, and I did wear them for a week so that way I could kind of see and feel how it felt and if it felt like it would be a good rotation for someone that was newer to fragrances. And I found that this worked really well. They were all easy to pull off, easy to wear. I looked forward to wearing each of these each day, and it just worked out great. They're great compliment getters. For the most part, these are going to be on the more affordable side as well. And it's just a nice beginner level rotation. So if you wanted to look into picking up, say, 7 fragrances to kind of kickstart your collection, you want to be able to rotate them and have a different scent to wear each day, just kind of switch it up. These are some great options for you. So I will provide links to all of these down below to discounters if I reference prices at all. It's going to be discounted prices, so use those to get the best deal. And also make sure you get subscribed. Check my community tab. On a daily basis, multiple times a day, I post deals over there. I post when discontinued, rare, or hard to find fragrances come into stock over there as well, so you can pick them up. And so just make sure you're subscribed for that reason. I'll at least give you somewhat of a chance for those posts to show up in your feed. But like I said, I recommend just bookmarking the page and checking a few times a day. If you want to save some money, that's the place to be. And if you like fragrance content, you're also in the right place. Get subscribed. I do appreciate it. Let's get into it. So what I started the week off with is Montblanc Explorer, good old Creed Aventus clone here, and that really tells you all you need to know. It's got bergamot, ambergris, woods, birch, all of that stuff going on. Very nice bright opening, dries down to a good dose of woods in the base, just like Aventus does. And it's just a really nice, affordable alternative on Aventus, while still sticking with a designer brand. You could go over to any of the major clone brands and get an Aventus clone, and by the way, that's also a great option. But I didn't want to feature too many clone brands in here. I do understand, especially as a beginner, you're probably going to want to build up some big name brands on a budget, and you can do so with this. Montblanc, they're known for pins, they're known for a whole bunch of luxury items, right? And their fragrances, while you may think that they would in turn be super expensive, they're actually not. About $44 or so for 100 mil for this scent here at the appropriate places that do provide it for a discount. That's a great deal, and it's definitely just a nice beginner level scent. But it also could be great for a pro as well. I wear it, right? Not saying that I'm a pro, but I got a lot of things, and I still find use for Explorer. So it's a great scent all around. Now with day 2, I ended up going with Acqua Essenziale Blue by Ferragamo. So this one has bergamot, lavender, ambroxan, lemon up top as well. It's kind of their take on a blue fragrance, but it's done by a master perfumer, Alberto Marias. You've probably heard of him. He's created a couple, fragrances like Acqua di Gio and Gucci Guilty Absolute and just, some minor fragrances out there. And so, yeah, he did this one as well. Now, what I like so much about this and this line is that you can get these for a really good price, $40 or less, which is fantastic. Most fragrances done by him are going to be 70, 80, 90, 100, 200, 300 plus dollars, right? It's more expensive, but not this. And again, the fact that it's kind of a blue fragrance makes it very versatile. It's a great compliment getter. And it's actually a unique blue fragrance. It's not cookie cutter in the sense of being a clone of Sauvage or, Bleu de Chanel or YSL EDP or name any other one. It kind of does its own thing, and I've always liked that about this one. Next up, Sean John Unforgivable. So this one's got a bunch of fruits up top with kind of aquatic notes going on, a good amount of musk, and some light woods in here. This one is very, very similar. In fact, a clone of Creed's Millésime Imperial. So it's been a hot week, and I figured, you know what? I just felt like I was in the mood for a fragrance like this, a Millésime Imperial smell, especially when it's 90 plus degrees outside. And I knew I was doing a rotation video like this, kind of oriented for beginners, so I chose this over something like Armaf's Milestone, just because I find between the two, Unforgivable is still a little bit more beginner friendly. I've seen a lot of comments regarding Milestone as kind of being described as, maybe a little bit too feminine, a little bit too strong. You know, Milestone really does a good job of cloning Millésime Imperial, but it also takes it almost to a different level, where people who are a little bit more developed may like that more, but people who are just solely after compliments and mass appeal, I think the Sean John is the better option. It's also very affordable. It's a great pickup. While performance is not the best, just kind of plan to use it for times where you don't need a ton of performance, and you'll really find that you enjoy it. If you try to position it to where you're not stressing about performance with every fragrance that doesn't have beast mode performance, you'll enjoy it so much more. Enjoy the scent for what it is. It's a great cheapie. Day 4, we have Lattafa Ejaazi Silver. So this one is a scent that you can get for a whopping $15 for 100 ml eau de parfum concentration. If you use the 4th link down below, $15, which is just unheard of. I mean, it's not, but it kind of is, because this is actually a good fragrance, right? You know, $20, there's a lot of good $20 scents out there. And even at $20, you can kind of be rolling the dice. When you get into $15 and under, and even just $20 and under, you really start playing the game here. And of course, you're not out a lot of money, but it can be a waste of time, and if you do it a lot, it can add up to be a waste of money if a lot of the stuff sucks. This is one of those deals where it doesn't suck. It's actually really good. This is very similar to La Nuit de l'Homme EDT and also the Bleu Electrique discontinued version. Bleu Electrique is a little bit more modernized and fresh than La Nuit de l'Homme, slightly, and now this is a little bit kind of fresher as well. So I find that this one works great even in warmer temperatures. It worked great in my rotation past week when I was wearing this one. I just kind of was in the mood for something to kind of change it up. I wanted to see how it would handle just kind of summertime, and while I wasn't going outside and sweating up like crazy, just being around, hanging out outside, inside, back and forth, doing whatever, it held up well, it performed good, and I was impressed with it. So if you want a clone of a Bleu Electrique La Nuit de l'Homme deal with a little bit of a twist for $15, this is a nice option. Day 5, we have Prada L'Homme Eau de Toilette. You know, it's got iris, neroli, some citrus up top, musk, light woods as well. Prada L'Homme, I don't even need to describe it, but you know, you guys like to hear about it. It's all about the iris and neroli. It's kind of floral, a little bit very soapy, citrusy, musky. It is just a work scent done to perfection, and just that's really where you can leave it. Prada L'Homme is one of the best work office fragrances, school fragrances, whatever. That's just what it is. It's great for environments where it's a more professional setting and you're going to be close to people and you don't want to offend anyone. That's where you pick up Prada L'Homme, and it was a no-brainer. I really chose to wear this one simply because I wanted to put it in the video. I could have chosen something else, and I did enjoy wearing it for the day, but I had to put this one in, and I had to wear it so I could put it in because I do think it's such a great option for a beginner, for an intermediate, for an advanced collector. I think everyone should have Prada L'Homme. Day 6, we've got Polo Deep Blue Parfum. It's got mango, ambroxan, and sea notes. I really like this one here. Wasn't too crazy about it at first, but over time, I started to really enjoy it. Kind of the mango coming through with all of the ambroxan and the sea notes. Gave it a little bit of a different twist right off the top, then dries down to more of a blue fragrance thing. Similar deal to the Ferragamo we talked about, where it's not exactly 100% cookie cutter. It's not exactly like any other blue fragrance. Still very much inspired by a good majority of the blue fragrances, but again, we're talking something with its own twist, and I really do like that. And I think it's a nice scent, especially for beginners. You know, it's something that's so easy to wear. It will never fail you with compliments, and it's also going to be a little bit more premium here in terms of just the brand, the pricing, whatever. You're paying a bit more for it. So if you do want to splurge, you can go for something like this, and the quality, I will say, is really good. You know, you're paying a bit more, like I had mentioned, but it all kind of makes up for it. And we might as well end it on another more affordable one here, kind of borderline cheapy price from Lacoste. It is L'Homme Intense. So this one has rhubarb, it's got orange, it's got a little bit of a peppery note in here, it's got some woods going on in the base. Very soft and creamy scent. that smells fantastic, especially in the heat. Spring, summer, whatever, early fall. It's uplifting, it's invigorating, it's bright, and it is so wearable. It's another one that's so inoffensive that you just really cannot screw this up. Even if you over applied it, which I don't necessarily recommend you do, but if you did, I don't really think you're going to be upsetting too many people. There's always going to be that chance, right? If you over apply anything, it could happen, but this is going to be a lot more forgiving. Coupled with the fact that from the beginning, it's not really a huge beast mode performer anyway, you're going to be fine with this one. It's one of those deals where you can just hit yourself with a few sprays and go out the door and not even have to think about it, and it's going to work for anything. Really nice scent that's usually around $40, maybe a bit less, maybe a bit more depending on the market and where you're shopping. It's an eau de toilette, even though it isn't intense, but the performance is improved over the original Lacoste L'Homme. The scent itself is a bit richer, but again, we're not talking a beast mode scent here, but it does get the job done. Alrighty guys, that's gonna do it for me. A nice beginner rotation, right? These work great. They kind of just was a little bit of a challenge for me because I'm thinking, okay, you know, I got to think about this from a beginner standpoint. What would they really gravitate towards? And what I found interesting as well as I was kind of doing this little experiment here when I was wearing these throughout the week was that it didn't feel like I was limiting myself. Like it didn't feel like I was only wearing cheap fragrances or fragrances that weren't as good as some other stuff. I still enjoyed myself. I still enjoyed the fragrances that I wore. So again, just to reiterate, this is not a discount to these fragrances in terms of saying, oh, they're lesser than other stuff, because they're not. I wore these, I enjoyed these, and while I have other stuff, while I have more premium products and more expensive products and whatever, it didn't feel like I was holding myself back. I did enjoy wearing these throughout the week, and so for a beginner, this is a really nice place to start. Links will be down below. Don't forget to get subscribed, check my community tab, post deals, save you money. It's a win-win. That's going to do it for me. Thank you so much for watching. Stay safe, stay healthy, and we'll see you tomorrow with another one. Take care.